They want the money, the taxes. If it is part of raising money, then it's not a fair one.
Breaking news, the EPS is finally suspended by the Minister of Works, General Katumba Wamala, followed by a tweet by General Muhoozi. But what General Katumba Wamala said is here. Effective midnight tonight, the implementation on Automated Express Penalty System, EPS Auto, will be temporarily suspended following a comprehensive review. General Katumba Wamala will issue detailed statements tomorrow outlining the way forward. In the meantime, we urge all the road users to continue driving responsibly and observing traffic rules. So, what is first of all this EPS for most of the people who didn't understand what EPS was meaning, and then what replies and what caused it to be suspended? We know that the EPS is a penalty system which has been put across by the government of Uganda and a Russian company called the Joint Stock Company Global Security. This company came into agreement with the government of Uganda to curb the traffic violators in Uganda. But this seems to have been causing more harm than good. We hear that an amount of about 257 million US dollars has been invested in such a project, and then they expect a return of 510 million at the end of 10 years. Now, they are collecting a lot of money from the public, which has caused a lot of fights from the public, saying that this company is going to take 80% from the agreement. It says that the company is going to take 80% of this money, and then Ugandans will be left with only 20% of this money there, and is causing a lot of havoc right now to the Ugandans. We see at Success Motors, one of the companies in Uganda that gives its vehicles on loan, they say that actually the taxes that its vehicles have gotten right now is more than the amount of money that the people who are owning these vehicles at the moment are supposed to pay. Let me leave you with a video that we got from them.
Netuwa abantu payment plan n'obudde okubanga basasula mpola mpola. Muno mulimu emmotoka zetwatunda emyaka 3 emabega, emyaka 4, emyaka 5 emabega. Nga zakubiddwa tickets olunaku olwaliro nga nekati tukyazibanja. Ng'ate ne ssente zetumubanja ku mmotoka essaawa zino eza ticket zisinga zetumubanja. Nga mmotoka yagisasulira emyaka ebiri tagimalangayo. Kati omuntu bw'atyo omukubye ticket za million 8 mu nnaku 4. Simanyi nti oba ajja kusobola okusasula tickets ezo in 72 hours. Tickets ezisinga ziva nnyo ku Entebbe Road. Katabi, eyo kamera ye Katabi esinza okuba tickets ku motoka za.
As Minister Katumba Wamala suspends the EPS after hearing the cries from the people, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba comes out and says that in a tweet 10 hours ago, he says that I firmly state in the name of God that I have never encountered a cowardly foster general like Afande Katumba Wamala in my life. And General Wamala, you have betrayed Ugandans. All Ugandans welcome the EPS system, yet now suspended due to differing opinions. How could you contribute to the development of your country when you are afraid of being disliked by a small group of people? Afande Katumba, no, you should resign. So what do you think about this tweet? And again, in another tweet, he says that with cowardly mistakes, with cowardly ministers like Honorable Katumba Wamala, Ugandan streets will never be organized as those in other countries. We must love our country and prioritize everything. What are your thoughts about this as we saw vehicles on Entebbe Express Highway moving like they're not going to reach where they are going? And if we continue with this system where it limits only speeds to from 30 kilometers per hour to 70 kilometers per hour, don't you think that this is going to slow the economy? What are your thoughts about this? Above all, the ministers say that they didn't really agree to this. And let me leave you with some of the speeches from the ministers that we got, such as Godfrey Majo, and then the opposition leader in parliament, who say that they did not agree on this, but they are saying it already. It should have been an illegal law passed across, as most of the MPs complain about this. Let me leave you this as I come back with more stories on Scales Media UG. Don't forget to subscribe to when you're getting the latest updates on what is happening in Uganda.
They want the money, the taxes. If it is part of raising money, then it's not a fair one. So I think government should go down and review those fines. They should abolish, if not, I think they should first stop it. They should stop implementing it until now Parliament or the committee responsible now goes into meets the minister.
We are saying the fine is too high, prohibitive, exorbitant, unacceptable.
EPS, a new policy that has been brought by the Minister of Works to penalize traffic offenders is a calamity. It's just a problem for this country. I remember this issue was discussed in the Parliament, and we refused openly. But according to what we are seeing, that what they are implementing is almost all smuggled things in. But we believe there must be people behind who have a target to make sure that the transport system in this country stalls. And they bring it at the time that we have started politicking. This has been brought in very bad faith to the campaign, the regime in power. Because there is a big outcry everywhere. You cannot give a vehicle penalties of 1,800,000 a day. You cannot force a vehicle on an express highway to drive at 30 kilometers per hour. It has never been there. Therefore, this new program, we believe there are people behind whose aim is to make money with a purpose of punishing Ugandans and spoiling the name of the regime in power. Foreign vehicles cannot run here. Vehicles are not wheelbarrows. The person implementing a loan is carrying away almost all the money out of the country. And this is unfair for us, people of Uganda. Therefore, the Minister of Works, the Minister of Works must revise this. And as a member of Parliament for Busiabu municipality, I don't agree with this new system. It is not the solution for the problem of transport sector. It is not the solution for the fatal accidents that are taking place in this country. And it should be halted for time being, educated to the people, and rectified, because it has too many faults that I believe Ugandans cannot stand.
Today ku drawing board. Boxes zino tuzitiiki abantu bategere exactly kigenda maaso. Ekirala ekikulu ennyo kye tulina okutereeza kampuni eno nyiniyo yaani era lwaki mwajiwa contract efaanana bweti ate nga twagaana. Just abanoonya ssente eza kampuni eno ey'obwannannyini ate nga kikyamu kati obulamu bw'abantu tobutaasizza tokoze kyankalakkalire kiraga nti ogendera kutaasa bulamu bw'abantu.
Forget to subscribe to Skills Media UG to go to getting the latest updates on what is happening. Above all, we want to know what else will Katuma Wamala say about this, that he has suspended the EPS, and what are the reactions of the Ugandans. All right, stay with us here at Skills Media UG.